A very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News Tonight on this 9th day of January 2025. I'm Laurny Masika Kazimoto. Now, before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
President Museveni engages Ugandan diaspora leaders from Canada. Operationalization of regional centers emphasized as CAADP summit opens in Kampala. Speaker Among refers Auditor General forensic report on BOU to CID for further management. And Kawempe North MP MP Ssegirinya to be buried on Sunday. Good evening once again. I'm Laurny Masika Kazimoto. Now, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, has called upon African countries to reduce the over-reliance on food imports from outside the continent. Nabanja says Africans must feed themselves and reduce the cost of importing food, which currently stands at $100 billion. The Premier was this morning opening a ministerial session of the African Union Extraordinary Summit on the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program CAADP at Speak Resort Munyonyo in Kampala.
Africa and Uganda at large is gifted by nature with arable and fertile land, abundant fresh water, with enough rainfall. The African Development Bank report indicates that 60% of the Africa's working population is engaged in agriculture. However, African countries continue to import food. The 2021 report revealed that African countries spend over $100 billion annually on importing food. This, according to the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, must be reversed.
I urge you to deliberately work to reduce Africa's over-reliance on food imports from outside the continent. That a continent that was gifted by God with such a proportion of the world's arable land and fertile land is experiencing such a trend in food imports. This session of this summit should come up with concrete proposals on how Africa can come out of such an undesirable situation. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for us to guarantee our future as Africans, we must feed ourselves.
The Premier, who is also the Kakumiro Woman Member of Parliament, was this morning opening a ministerial session of the African Union Extraordinary Summit on the Comprehensive African Agriculture Development Program, CAADP, at Speak Resort Munyonyo in Kampala.
Colleague ministers, you will recall that slightly over 20 years ago, that is in 2003, our heads of state and government adopted the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, abbreviated as CAADP, and that is the one of the strategies towards the realization of the Africa's Agenda 2063. As of today, we remain with about 8 years to end the Africa's Agenda 2063.
The Malabo Declaration mandates all African countries to allocate at least 10% of the national budget to agriculture, but none of them has attained this requirement.
We noted with concern that no single country was on track to meet the Malabo CAADP goals and the targets by 2025 to end hunger. As such, they directed the African Union Commission and the African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, working with their partners to develop the post-Malabo CAADP agenda that will respond to the challenges and opportunities facing Africa's agri-food system.
The Prime Minister advised the African ministers to invest in mechanisms that can boost food production on the African continent.
There is need for policy reviews for food security and nutrition. Number 2, investing in research for improved seeds and livestock. Number 3, we need to consider disease control. Number 4, investment in irrigation and mechanization is a must to mitigate climate change and enhance production.
The CAADP Kampala Declaration is expected to come up with a comprehensive strategic and action plan 2026-2036, which will be adopted by the heads of state, reflecting the aspiration of the African continent.
By pooling our resources and knowledge, we have developed a robust and actionable framework to guide Africa's agricultural system, Africa's agri-food system transformation in the years ahead.
We have to enhance policy frameworks and develop and implement policies that support sustainable agricultural practices, promote food sovereignty, and protect the rights of smallholder farmers, and foster innovation and technology transfer, invest in research and development to harness the potential of technology in agriculture, from precision farming to digital platforms that connect farmers to the market. Together we can build a healthy and prosperous Africa where food security is guaranteed, livelihoods are enhanced, and our agricultural systems are sustainable for generations to come.
Now on to our first story this evening. President Museveni has welcomed a delegation representing the Ugandan diaspora community in Canada to his country home in Rwakitura. The high-level meeting provided a platform for discussing critical issues affecting Ugandans living and working in Canada, highlighting the government's commitment to fostering strong connections with its diaspora. During the discussions, President Museveni emphasized the importance of leveraging the diaspora potential to contribute to national development while addressing their unique challenges. This engagement reflects the government's dedication to supporting Ugandans abroad and exploring opportunities for collaboration that benefit Uganda and its global community. Now, the NRM's Central Executive Committee, SEC, has endorsed key resolutions to enhance the party's preparedness for upcoming elections. The committee expressed satisfaction with the progress made in digitizing the party's membership register, aiming to complete the exercise by February 2025. The SEC resolved to allocate necessary resources to ensure the register's finalization, including the capture of members who were not included in the previous exercise. This move demonstrates the party's commitment to transparency and accuracy in its electoral processes. Furthermore, the national chairman is scheduled to convene another SEC meeting at the end of February to approve the full political and electoral roadmap pending the completion of the updated register.
Central Executive Committee of the NRM sitting today at Maya Nature Resort received the report of the Secretary General. It also received the digitization report of the register and the proposed roadmap by the Secretary General, and had very fruitful deliberations about the various documents. The first one, the members of the SEC were extremely happy about the level we have reached with the members register. And they have therefore recommended that resources be found to ensure that the final display and capture of people who were not captured during the previous capture is concluded before the end of February. This was resolved and agreed upon. On the full roadmap, both political and electoral, members resolved that the national chairman should convene the Central Executive Committee again at the end of February for them to consider and approve the details of the electoral and political roadmap after they have received a copy of the register.
A need for deliberate investment in safe agri-food systems has been reiterated by various delegates that have flown in for the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program CAADP Summit happening in Munyonyo. They also cite a gap in stakeholder engagement where the farmers themselves seem to be underrepresented. Mark Wadulo with more.
Yes. Activity at Entebbe International Airport in regard to the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program today hasn't been that much compared to yesterday and what we also expect tomorrow. Today we saw the African Union Chairman, His Excellency Faki, coming through the commercial wing of Entebbe International Airport, and also we are expecting later on today that's the activity, but we hope that the delegation at Munyonyo is discussing pertinent issues that are concerning building resilient agri-food systems, because successful agriculture programs lead to agricultural development, and also then that feeds into food security. And we all know that with food insecurity, that could also lead into insecurity at large. That is what has happened today here. We expect more at the airport. We will be giving you an update.
Now, the body of the late Honorable Mohammed Ssegirinya, Member of Parliament for Kawempe North, arrived at the National Unity Platform headquarters in Makere, Kavule at around 5 p.m. today. Upon arrival, religious leaders gathered to conduct prayers paying tribute to the late MP's life and service. Various dignitaries, including NUP President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, also paid their respects, honoring Honorable Ssegirinya's dedication to the people of Uganda and to NUP. Honorable Ssegirinya passed away earlier today at Rubaga Hospital after a long battle with health complications, and he had been bedridden for some time following his release from prison 2 years ago. Now his death marks a significant loss to both his constituents and to the National Unity Platform.
المجرمون ألم نهد إليكم يا بني الذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الأرض كلما مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا فلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم لنا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا
Watukawo buuza ku mama ne jjajja ne mukyala wa Ssegirinya buli omu agumire waali. People power, our power, people power, our power.
Abasawo ne batugamba nti ekiriwo Honorable Ssegirinya organize zonna zaasirise kyebayita shutting down mu luzungu era ne batugamba nti obwongo bwafudde bakiyita brain dead. Ne batugamba nti bakyala baka pulse ak'omutima nti nga kukyakuba mu mpolampola kosi nga alina zimashini ezimuliko n'ebirala kati bo bambi mu bukugu bwabwe n'amateeka agabafuga omuntu bw'aba akyalimu ka pulse ako baba tebakkirizibwa kulanga nti ongerekeka mu mukwano mu kusaaga n'engali serious. Maama munange tukubagiza kitalo nnyo kitalo ddala. Tukifumiitiriza ne ffenna teri asobola kulimba nsi nti ategeera obulumi bw'oyitamu maama okufiira omwana wo ow'enkizo nga Muhammad Ssegirinya. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha.
The Speaker of Parliament, Aneta Among, has referred the forensic investigations report into the allegations of loss of funds in Bank of Uganda to Police Criminal Investigations Department for further management. During her communication to the House, Among said the ingredients found in the report are criminal in nature. We have more.
To lay on table the forensic investigation report into the allegation of funds at Bank of Uganda. I beg to lay.
The Government Chief Whip, Hamson Oboa, has laid on table the forensic investigation report into the allegations of loss of funds in Bank of Uganda conducted by Auditor General. The Speaker of Parliament, in her communication to the House, said the issue was raised by the Leader of Opposition on 28th November last year about purported money that got lost in Bank of Uganda.
His Excellency the President on this matter, and looking at the ingredients that have been found there, they are criminal in nature, and because of the criminality in it, we will direct this report to be taken directly to CAADP for further management. And CAADP, that's the Criminal Investigation Department, will report back to us on the action that has been taken.
Amongst redirection of the report to CAADP attracted reactions from some members of Parliament who questioned why the report could not be handled by a classified committee of Parliament, then referred to CAADP.
You and you are the chairperson of classified committees to handle any matter that are of criminal, that of security nature. Madam Speaker, I'm not privileged to the report that has been laid regarding Bank of Uganda. But I would have just thought that exercising your power, that report would have handled by the committee that you share. That's a classified committee before it is referred for proper management.
Which report would ordinarily be passed over to the relevant committee of this House, which committee would come up with the report itself, and which report would be debated by this House, and then this House would either decide to forward the main report of the Auditor General and the report of the House to the relevant investigating authority. I thought that would be the right procedure because I don't think this particular audit report is classified.
Among insisted that it's a classified report and would request CID to report back in 1 month. I'm Navka Farida and Gloria Guitabinji.
It is classified.
The National Agriculture Research Organization is broadening its focus from innovations aimed solely at food security to those that enhance overall well-being. A case point is black rice, developed by the National Agriculture Crops Resources Research Institute, rich in antioxidants which are essential for fighting diseases.
Rice is a staple food for millions, and its importance cannot be overstated. Recognizing this, NACRI has developed innovative rice varieties that prioritize nutrition, sustainability, and economic viability. One of the standout innovations is perennial rice, designed to combat climate change, reduce farming costs, and ensure food security.
Super was introduced in around 60s. They have bold grains, aromatic but slightly sticky. Now, since it is preferred, we said among the 4 varieties we are releasing in 2021, one should have grain type similar to Super. Now, that one which is similar to Super is called NARO Rice 1. But again, it is the very one which is perennial rice.
Unlike traditional rice, perennial rice regenerates after harvesting, eliminating the need for replanting. This not only cuts labor and farming costs, but also reduces soil disturbance, which is vital in curbing environmental degradation.
So we got a parent, a common rice type in Uganda, a wild rice called Oryza longistaminata, and was crossed with a local variety, and a new variety came up, which behaves like any swamp grass. You leave it there, you harvest like the way birds take grains, and then you come and harvest again, as long as moisture is there. So the issue of over exploitation of swamp farming all the time, the issue of application of fertilizer season in and season out, and the issue of burdening the soil with other activities is cut off.
The perennial rice variety is also celebrated for its high yields, market competitiveness, and resistance to pests and diseases, enabling farmers to maximize their output.
They have high market value to those who have money. So when you produce this rice, say 10 bags, and you sell 9 bags, 1 bag, money from 1 bag can help you purchase adequate sources of food. You can buy millet, you can buy beans, you can buy simsim that can take you for the next 4 to 5 months when you harvest the next crop. So it's a crop being high in price and the demand does not fluctuate so much. You have cash in form of rice.
Farmers are advised to make 3 harvests per planting cycle. However, with irrigation systems, more harvests can be achievable.
95 to 100 days after planting is ready for harvest. Then when you plant, when you harvest, the second one, you get it in 60 days, you harvest. Then again, you can harvest again in the next 60 days. We recommend harvesting only 3 times, the first main crop, second and third. Why? It's because we know the rainfall pattern in the country. You need to plant at the start of the main rain in around April so that you harvest in the short rain dry period of July. And then the heavy rain of July from August finds it again flowering, and the other one in October to November. So that the long dry season of December, January, March, you don't have a perennial crop in the field. In other countries, they keep because they have the water, they're irrigating.
Another transformative development is black rice, lauded for its health benefits. Rich in antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, this variety promotes heart health, boosts immunity, and contributes to anti-aging.
Black color is because of high component of a food colorant, which is found in grains, which is called anthocyanin. And this coloring is common. It's found in all, even tomato is colored, but we are made to know that their presence in plants is a defense mechanism. Those colored plants, there is a way they defend themselves. They have defense. Now that trait of defense actually is translated into human beings. When you take it, there are radicals in it that help give you defense. And that defense cleanses the blood system, good blood flow, heart rate, and even when you take it, you find that diseases that are normally not transmitted, non-communicable diseases, you suppress them. So they call it in whole, in totality, it's food for reducing aging.
The Institute has also adopted basmati rice, a premium variety, suited to local weather conditions with high resistance to pests and diseases.
Now, through research, we said we have the slender rice type. We have the aromatic rice type. Why don't we breed for slender aromatic rice that looks like basmati? Now, in 2021, we released 4 varieties. Of the 4, 2 are what we call basmati-like. The original basmati from India or from Pakistan, when you grow in East Africa or in Uganda, they don't perform well because they're susceptible to a number of diseases and you get low yield. So we said, okay, we are getting ones that are resistant to diseases and we are taking it out of the swamp.
As NARO continues to lead in agriculture research, their efforts remind us of the critical role science plays in shaping a healthier, more sustainable future for all. Mary Namkose, UBC News.
All right, now UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with more stories after these messages.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
Mera ngenze mboni pa Sam nazanya luto ganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kuba ng'oyingidde mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangula zino wano milioni 10.86 ebintu nasooka biraba ku TV nange saasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zino nazifunye zino nazikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu nina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala genda bituukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UKUSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Welcome back from that break. Now more news this evening. The Presidential Task Force on Land Matters and the Environment, led by Brigadier Moses Luchamzi, has stepped in to mediate a dispute at Uganda Funeral Service. The dispute revolves around the eviction of some of the deceased owner's children from the company premises.
A meeting chaired by Brigadier Luchamzi was held at the funeral service offices in Ntinda with the concerned family members. The intervention came after several children of the late Regina Nsubuga raised complaints against their brother, Nicholas Nsubuga, who, according to their claims, has allegedly colluded with Henry Migade to evict them.
We have had a meeting today from midday with all the stakeholders. Even the LC chairman was around, with the office of Fande Luchamzi, Brigadier Luchamzi. And the resolutions we came up with is, number one, all administrators are allowed to access these premises, their own premises, at any time. And we give assurance to even our brother who was stopping us from accessing our premise, Mr. Nicholas, that we will not stop him because he's allowed to come anytime.
Joseph Nsubuga and Peter Nsubuga, two of the late Regina Nsubuga's children, expressed their distress, revealing that since their mother's passing, they have faced significant challenges contributing to the company's decline.
Arrived at is this gentleman you see in this photo, called Migade Henry. He's a trespasser. He has been a trespasser on our premises for a very long time and pretending to be running our company. But as well, he was stopping us from accessing our premises. So a resolution has come that he is not supposed to be here and is not even supposed to run anything on behalf of the company because he's not our employee and is not an administrator on this property.
They also challenged that Henry Migade had established a competing company, Prestige Funeral Service, at the same location, yet has shown reluctance to address their concerns. The escalating situation led to the children to suspend all employees, leaving the offices empty until the dispute is resolved. Brigadier Luchamzi briefed the media on the meeting's outcome, urging Nicholas to work collaboratively with his siblings to ensure the company's continued success.
Been going through various issues concerning management here, but mostly we've been concerned with beneficially getting back to their ground because they were thrown out. So that was mainly our concern here as a Presidential Special Task Force. They are already reinstated in their rightful place. I think we've been with the majority of the beneficiaries.
The children expressed their gratitude to the president for his support and for sending Brigadier Richards to mediate the conflict.
So they have been having issues of accessing their premises to run their own company, and they were blocked by a one Omigade Henry, who actually invaded their premises to run a rival company within the premises of their own company, Uganda Funeral Services.
The same way, I would like to specifically thank the president of this country, President Yoweri Museveni, who has heard our outcry.
Joseph Muyingo, compiled this report.
The Environmental Protection Force has demolished an illegal structure and impounded 2 excavators belonging to a China Steel in Sangamatuga. According to the Senior Public Relations Officer, NEMA, William Lubulwa, the authority had issued China Steel with several restoration orders, but they neither heeded nor appealed.
An illegal perimeter wall that had been erected in a wetland in Sangamatuga has been demolished by the Environmental Protection Force under NEMA. The illegal perimeter wall had been illegally erected by China Steel after backfilling the wetland, which is against the National Environment Act. During the operation, other illegal structures adjacent to the perimeter wall were also not spared. 2 excavators and other equipment like generators were impounded and taken to police. According to NEMA, China Steel had been issued several notices over their illegal actions and had been asked to restore the wetland in question by December 2024. However, the developer, China Steel, neither appealed nor heeded the restoration notices.
The restoration order to this effect was issued last year, 2024. In this exercise, 2 excavators have been impounded and are now parked at Rubiji Police Station, continuing with the investigations.
According to NEMA, the illegal actions contravened with Section 55 of the Environmental Management Act, and the public has also been warned against such illegal actions.
This has been demolished, and other illegal structures have also been demolished. We are preparing the case file for this degrader, and they will be taken to the courts of law.
Some residents applauded NEMA for taking immediate action to save the environment.
Not happy with what's going in the area because of for the people building the wetland. They should look for a better place so that they can settle their companies. They deserve it. There will be a lesson to others also.
The operations to restore wetlands across the country will continue uninterrupted, according to NEMA. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for EBC TV.
Scientists believe that Karamoja has the potential to become a food basket for Uganda and the region if government invests heavily in irrigation schemes and underground harvesting for production. However, Karamoja is a region prone to food insecurity, long droughts that often attract hunger and malnutrition-associated challenges among the children and the elderly. Despite its challenges, the extraordinary summit of the African Union on Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Programs convening in Kampala will discuss alternative solutions to address hunger, drought and food security plaguing many of the African countries.
Karamoja is located in northeastern Uganda. It is a semi-arid area with Arctic rains but with a big potential in agriculture. According to scientists working in Karamoja, the region can feed Karamoja and the rest of the country.
Best soils, I can assure that Karamoja has the potential to feed Uganda. The only challenge is technologies to address the heating drought.
However, the biting effects of climate change, presented in form of prolonged droughts, have persistently caused crop failures, leading to food scarcity, people dying of hunger, malnutrition, and children dropping out of school. Karamoja, being an agro-pastoralist region, they keep animals and grow crops such as sorghum, maize, green gum, beans, groundnuts, among others. Nabuim Zonal Agriculture Research Institute promotes short maturing and drought-resistant crops varieties for green gum, maize, beans, soybeans, and the seed technologies generated by NARO are working well for the region to address food insecurity challenges.
Of sorghum. You know, sorghum is the most predominant crop grown in Karamoja. All other crops can fail, but sorghum will still thrive. And it's the main staple food.
Harvest it within 2 months, 60 days. You are able to harvest and beat the challenging drought conditions. In Karamoja, we have improved seeds which are drought tolerant, which can withstand the harsh conditions in the semi-arid areas.
Government, through the Ministry of Karamoja Affairs, is supporting NABWIM zonal agriculture research, which is providing to farmer groups across the 9 districts of Karamoja with farm implements.
NABWIM gave me a greengram, and my families, the two now are not facing any anger.
Uganda, no way NABWIM.
She thanks the government of Uganda, especially NABWIM, NARO. The government, NABWIM, NARO, who gave her the seed to plant.
The seeds previously, and she was able to cultivate, and this is the harvest she has got, and she's resting from cutting charcoal because she has food now at home.
The current relative peace has also contributed to regional stability that has led people's participation in government-led agriculture programs through the Ministry of Agriculture.
Government intervening in mechanizing the entire agricultural chain. The scheme operates through demand-driven approach. The farmers apply for the tractors through the district administration. They mobilize themselves, they submit the list to production office, which is consolidated as a district need.
The Office of the Prime Minister is also supporting NABWIM to promote perennial crops like coffee, grapes, and desert dates. Coffee is mostly adopted in Abim, Karenga district. This has improved people's income, like Odette Paul.
If in this garden, 15,000, no, 15 acres. This one I left me. 15 acres. I've bought because of this. My 2 children, they have already finished senior 4.
In a related development, government is also promoting improved breeds of livestock in Karamoja despite livestock raids and theft.
We want to get better breeds that are bigger and that can stand the conditions here.
Over the years, the region has been riddled with insecurity, climate change, poor mindset towards agriculture, limited access to farm inputs, and poverty. Farmers and scientists here are appealing to government to invest in building irrigation schemes and underwater harvesting for production.
Buganda Road Chief Magistrates Court has issued a second production warrant to prison authorities, ordering them to present retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye to appear before the court to answer charges of incitement to violence. This decision came after the case resumed for hearing, but it was impossible to proceed due to the absence of the accused, Dr. Kizza Besigye.
The hearing of the offence of incitement of violence against Dr. Kizza Besigye and Samuel Begamkwako before Magistrate Winnie Nancha at Buganda Road Chief Magistrates Court Frops. Although prosecution was set with the witnesses following the absence of one of the accused, the hearing of the case did not proceed.
You know the prayers that we close our case. You know we have our witness, PWDs. He has been coming for the last 4-5 times. So for my land colleagues to say we are not interested in this case, it's a lie. You have our witness here. He's due for cross-examination.
Lawyer for the accused persons, Elias Lukwago following this, asked court to compel the prosecution to present the accused in court on basis that it was its responsibility to see that the accused is in court, if not to dismiss the case.
That's per the end of your worship. The matter just came up on the 5th of December. What was notified that he had been incarcerated at Lucia. Charges and matters being at the general court martial.
However, all the prayers were objected by the prosecution. Magistrate Nancha Jatiko, after listening to both sides' submissions, however, issued another production warrant to the prison authorities to present the accused before court in the next court sitting, come 21st January 2025.
It's a production warrant issued for his appearance in court to enable trial to commence in this matter. It would be premature for the court or the prosecution to close its case in a matter that is already part heard and has witnesses present even today in court. So the court issues a production warrant for his appearance.
It should be remembered that last year, the same court released retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye and his co-accused Samuel Lubega Mukako on bail on the offense of incitement of violence. The case prosecution alleges that was committed in Kampala last year. Lawyer Elias Lukwago expressed concern over the delaying tactics by the prosecution in this case. Retired Dr. Kizza Besigye and Obed Lutale are still on remand on offences of unlawful possession of fire ammunitions, which offence is being tried in the general court martial. Meanwhile, Lawyer Elias Lukwago highlighted to us on the way forward to see that Lawyer Laurny Kizza is out of Kitaria prison.
We are doing everything possible to secure justice for our brother who is illegally incarcerated at Chigo. We are glad that there are so many stakeholders on board from different angles. Uganda Law Society is already in action. Teams have been set up by the president of Uganda Law Society. The engagements are already underway. There is a team that has gone to face the Chief Justice, sent by the president Uganda Law Society. We harmonize our operations. But again, there are different key players who are also coming up with different ideas and actions to be taken in that regard.
Lawyer Laurny Kizza was sentenced to 9 months imprisonment by Brigadier General Freeman Robert Mugabe, Chairman General Court Martial, after being convicted of contempt of court. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
The government of Uganda has received commendations for allowing academic freedom to schools offering alternative education, particularly those providing international curricula. Despite the ongoing challenges within the local education system, these schools have been able to operate without interference. The recognition came from Muhammad Kakika, the principal of Vienna College Namugongo, during the release of the Cambridge AS and A-Level AICE examination results for November 2024, which comes around this time of the year.
Government has not interfered with international schools that offer an alternative curriculum. They give us all the necessary support. The international curriculum of the Cambridge is the Ugandan system. A child can easily transfer from the national curriculum and join the international curriculum and excel. I'm pleased to inform you that our students excelled. And allow me please to take note that these ladies continue to dominate us. I think number 1 to number 5, it was a ladies' affair. I thank all parents of Vienna College. I thank the students. I thank entirely the general public has been very receptive.
For 2024 exams, we had 140 candidates.
Our results today scored a triple 4, so I couldn't be any happier personally, but it's broader than me.
And she has scored A in physics, A in chemistry, A in biology, and A in mathematics.
In the future, I want to be a civil engineer. And the fact that I have such good grades, all A's in my physical sciences subjects is...
I hope to be a biomedical engineer in the future and focus on something that integrates both biology, physics, math, and chemistry, everything that I do right now into one thing.
your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy Biostove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away.
Wow, can you believe these things are in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Welcome back. And now into sports. Uganda's national netball team, the She Cranes, has completed its third day of training ahead of the Vitality Netball Nations Cup due in England next month. We have the details.
For the third consecutive day, the She Cranes have trained at the MTN Arena Lugogo under the watchful eyes of head coach Rashid Mubiru and his assistant Ruth Meme.
It's a very big opportunity for the person who has been in this game for a while, playing it competitively from high school to clubs and up to now. It's a good opportunity also to the young ones that look up to me as their role model, because as they see me on the technical bench, they work hard to achieve that. We've seen all time in and out, our technical bench of the She Crane has been having the male coaches. But now, when they see that there's a female coach on the team, they will work to attain the same thing.
The team is preparing for the Vitality Netball Nations Cup, in which England hosts Uganda, Malawi and South Africa. In the Wednesday training session, all the 18 players that responded to the call attended the session. These included Gloria Aya, Sylvia Nanyonga, Rachel Nanyonga, Sandra Nambirige, Joan Reikoboth, Fidaus Namulema, Liliana Chola, Penelope Amia and Hindu Namotevi.
My expectations as a player are, of course, to win more accolades, to add on the ones that I have, and for the team, I expect to help my team to win the other teams are going to play.
I think the training has been good so far. I've been here for only 2 days, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I think the girls are ready. I don't know how much time we have. It could be a lot of time, but also it could be, very little time, depending on what the coaches and their plan is for this particular training. So yeah, it's been going well for me. I always work hard even when, I'm off season or something like that. So it's been really great for me, and trying to adapt new coaches, obviously. So it's always different.
This year's Vitality Netball Nations Cup will be a 4-day tournament. played at 2 venues in England. Nottingham hosts the first 2 days, during which the Motorpoint Arena hosts South Africa versus Uganda and England versus Malawi on Saturday 1st February. Action on day 2 will pit Malawi against Uganda, while England faces South Africa. There will be rest days till 8th February, when the final round-robin games will be played at the Copper Box Arena in London. The teams will then be seeded, with the top 2 contesting the final, as the bottom 2 face off in a battle for 3rd and 4th slot at the Copper Box Arena.
Uganda Kho Kho Sports Federation has finalized its national team preparations for the upcoming World Cup in India. Details follow.
After more than 2 months of intense training, the Kho Kho Sport women's national team has finalized preparations for the World Cup that starts this coming Sunday in India.
We have been in training since October at Matuga Radio Primary School. That's where we have been having our training. The team entered residential training on 1st December last year, so that they can be better. They build the teamwork, they build the agility, the endurance, and other aspects that we need them to have in the game. We're currently hitting 15 players plus 4 officials, and the girls are in good shape for this tournament.
The team's training has been at Ridgeway Primary School in Matuga, under the watchful eye of head coach Ephraim Makubuya.
Of course, anything to do with the tickets and accommodation, by the time the team will be in India, it will be handled by the International Kho Kho Federation. Uganda Kho Kho Federation is under International Kho Kho Federation.
The 15-member squad that departs on Friday includes Eunice Awori, Jovita Lubango, Emily Nanziri, Rose Nankumba, Dorothy Nagawa, and Jemaima Zalwango.
It is a very great opportunity to us as a team and to me as a player, because we're going to represent our country, and we promise to give our best.
It means a lot, because it is going to be my first time to travel from going abroad to play, but not to work. And fortunately, I'm the first person in my family to go to play in India.
The 2025 Kho Kho World Cup is for 24 nations, with Uganda in the same group as Kenya, Australia, England, and Netherlands. Uganda will start its competition against England on Tuesday next week, followed by Australia and Netherlands a day later, and will climax with an engagement against neighbors Kenya. Other countries expected at this tournament include South Korea, Ghana, Germany, Malaysia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Iran, Brazil, Argentina, and Bangladesh. Kho Kho sport, which is effectively just 2 years old in Uganda, is a traditional South Asian sport with roots in ancient India.
Currently, the game is in around 30 districts of this country. We plan after World Cup to spread in every region of this country. We are going to first begin from the Bunyoro sub-region. We already began with Chiriandong and other regions of the country. But because we're having our good friends who are district sports officers, I know they're going to help us to spread this game very, 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 very fast.
It's the second most popular traditional tag game in the Indian subcontinent after Kabaddi sport. It's played on a rectangular court with a central lane connecting 2 poles, which are at either end of the court. During the game, 9 players from the attacking team are on the field, with 8 of them sitting in the central lane, while 3 runners from the defending team run around the court and try to avoid being touched. Each sitting player from the attacking team faces the opposite half of the field that their adjacent teammates are facing.
Most of the Indian games, they are cheap. So I would encourage every Ugandan to embrace this sport, to take up this sport, because one, it's cheap, and you don't need to buy many equipment to have this sport played. Then people love it.
Now, the first edition of the Kakoza Shafiq Memorial Gala will take center stage this Saturday at Kataka Playground in Nkumba, Katabi Town Council, Wakiso District. The competition will have different underage teams in the categories of under 7, 10, 12, 15, 17 and 20, with all players earning qualification to play based on their physical appearance. Some of the confirmed teams for this gala include Mungu Soccer Academy, Nkumba Preparatory Soccer Academy, Audax Soccer Academy, Garuga Stars, Impala Soccer Academy, ABC, Kabale and Kawafu. This tournament is in memory of Shafiq Kakoza, who was a celebrated former coach and administrator who owned Entebbe 5-Star Football Club and Academy. Kakoza, who died in 2023, had a soft touch for developing young talents and organized the famous Entebbe holiday camp for more than a decade. Well, that wraps it up this evening. Thank you so much for your company. We do wish you a blessed night. I'm Laurny Masika Kazimoto. Good night.